Planning an effective high-speed chase, a discussion about business plans. This is Ken Boyd. So high-speed chases never end well, and I actually saw a high-speed chase yesterday. The individual being chased hasn't thought out the process from beginning to end, and it's similar to a lot of business planning mistakes. And I'll get to the business part in a minute. But first to the high-speed chase. I was driving about 11 a.m. on Manchester Road, a busy stretch of road, 2 lanes each near my house in St. Louis. Now, I drive this street 6 to 7 days a week, and I know every side road and business along the way. I bet you do too on the streets that you drive a lot. A car driving at a high rate of speed merged onto Manchester, weaved its way in and out of traffic, past 4 cars or so, and made a left. A police car with sirens and lights on was about 50 yards behind. Now, you had to figure that all police cars in the area were alerted and that other police cars were converging on the car being chased. And when that car made a left, I knew the driver had a problem because he'd pulled into a strip mall that only had one way to get in and out. Oops, big mistake. As I drove by the strip mall, it looked like the police vehicle had followed the other car behind the building. I decided to mind my own business, go to the grocery store and glance over on my way home. And when I drove past the area, 3 police cars with lights on had access to the strip mall entrance and exit blocked. So, caught in the act. What exactly was the driver's plan when the chase started? And this reminds me of a quote from Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland. If you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there. Any road. You can go wherever you want, because if you have no direction, it really doesn't matter where you are on the road or what kind of road. And many of us start projects and businesses without fully thinking the idea through. And in my case, I started an online tutoring business for accounting and finance in 2002. I knew accounting. I liked working on my own. I saw other people online doing similar businesses. But here's what I didn't consider. The hours. Students wanted to meet at night and weekends, which is hard on my family. Income, the rate I charged was reasonable, but I didn't take into account the prep time needed to each session. Based on the time I spent, my earnings per hour were about half of what I projected. Finally, sustainability. Eventually, students graduate and don't need your services anymore, and I had to constantly refill the pipeline of customers. Fortunately, I was able to pivot to a business model that worked, which is freelance writing, which brings me to my next point. Be willing to pivot. So what's a pivot? Harvard Business Review defines pivoting as a lateral move that creates enough value for the customer and the firm to share. And many startup companies use lean startup approach to get off the ground. And again, Harvard Business Review defines lean startup as a process that favors experimentation over elaborate planning, customer feedback over intuition, and iterative design over traditional big design upfront development. What does that mean? Try an idea on a small scale, make adjustments, try another idea. Pivoting can also work for large enterprises. And I'll name 2 famous business pivots, one being PayPal. Based on an article from Fast Company, PayPal pivoted not once, not twice, but at least 5 times before finding the innovative business model that led to its success. The first idea was FieldLink, a company that provided cryptography for handheld devices. The company changed its name to Confinity and created new technology to transmit IOUs from one Palm Pilot to another. So Palm Pilots were big in the early 2000s. And finally, the company pivoted to a payment system that PayPal offers today. 3 of the founders, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and Reid Hoffman, also are very successful investors. Reid Hoffman co-founded LinkedIn, Elon Musk, So they saw wisdom in pivoting. The other example is Twitter. If you ask somebody about Odeo, you'd probably have to Google it to find out what it was. It was a network that allowed users to find and subscribe to podcasts. The founders decided to pivot when iTunes started to grab the market share for podcasts. Jack Dorsey and Biz Stone pivoted and started Twitter. So the lesson here is, when you have to take a detour or experience a setback, pause and think. It might be an opportunity to change direction to find more success. And to find more content on accounting and finance, you can subscribe to my Substack. The address is here at the top, and it's Accounting Accidentally. Thanks.